everyone, this is Julie Maxon, the main stamper. It is Thursday at 3 time. I am shocked that it's Thursday already. I think the month of September has gone faster than any other month of the entire year, 2023. And I can only assume, based on my experience here, that the rest of the year is going to go even faster, and we're going to be looking at Christmas before we all know it. But it's Thursday at 3, and we are still working on autumn cards here in the main stamper studio. I have a fun fold for you today. I love to come on a Thursday and share a fun fold. I'm calling this a Rustic Crate book fold card. Hi, Sandra. It's so good to see you. I miss you terribly. All right, this is what I'm calling the Rustic Crate because we've been using Rustic Crate this week, and I'm calling it a book fold card because, this is a landscape card. Doesn't look like it's very fancy, but it actually opens and then it opens, so you have like little book pages here. Now, if this looks familiar, you may have seen pictures that I shared of an in-person class that we did this past Saturday at my house. And I used the same fold, but I did things a little differently because I like to change it up a little bit. And now everybody that's on my newsletter gets this card recipe. You can follow along with me here on this video, and then you can create cards very similar to this. This is an easy fun fold. And I think the word fun in fun fold should make it be easy, right? We don't want it to be difficult. I think difficult fun folds are not fun. That's my opinion. All right, I see Lori and Jess. I've got a few friends here with me today. Make sure you say hi, jump on. I'd love to know who's with me. Let's get over to my workspace. We're going to get this card going, and we're going to talk about all kinds of good stuff. So again, in your newsletter, you've got the Rustic Crate book fold card. I always send you some pretty pictures, the dimensions, supplies that I use, which you can swap out whatever supplies you have at home, and then the directions for assembly. So it makes it kind of easy. Now this one, again, this is, I'm calling it like a book fold card in case you're just coming on. And this was my original. We used Pick of the Patch in my class, and I didn't put anything here. So this is kind of an empty book, right? You could obviously see, and we stamped some cute little things inside. So you can see the differences. Very similar, little different, right? So we have extra here. Because extra, you guys are so special. I love to do extra. So that's where that came from. Now I had some extra card kits left over from class. So that's kind of why I decided I'm just going to continue to use all of these amazing supplies. We are using, in case you're wondering, the Rustic Crate Bundle. I did a card class on Monday and I shared some cards. So we've got the stamp set, beautiful fall or Christmas or spring and summer designs here with these really cute dies. I had a lot of fun with this class, and these are the cards that we made. We made this one, which is kind of like our spring card, and I want to point out on this one I did minimal coloring, so you don't have to color if you don't want to. The one that I'm doing today has lots of coloring, and I'm going to show you the difference, right? So you can color all of it, you can color some of it, you can color none of it. I love options. Options are so fun. This was card number 2. So again, this is the same feature stamp that we're using on the front of our card. I probably tucked it away and buried it. Let me grab my card back out. Same stamp, but a lot, actually I should say a lot different, right? This one is in the fun crate that you can make with a die. So this is the crate right here, this cute little crate. I did share tips on putting this together in case you're wondering how does that happen. But for the card today, I'm just showing you very simple crate, right? This is just a stamp and die cut crate. And I used it twice, right? So we used it on the inside as well. So these dies and stamp sets, super fun. But wait, there's more. Okay, this was my Christmas card because I had to use all of the different elements from this bundle. So I made a really pretty poinsettia card in red. And then, of course, color swap card was an amazing little challenge over on Positive Paper Crafters because I always ask you on Wednesday who wore it better. And I adore these red poinsettias. I'm probably going to do an impromptu live tomorrow and share with you how I made these so that you can create this shading as well, because that was really fun to play with color. I love to play with color. So that's a look at the card kits. If you're interested in those, I do have an offer every week where you can get those card kits at home. Now we're going to talk about today's fun fold card because this is all about the book card. Now this is the hot dog cut of the paper. This is your 4 1/4 by 11. So if you had another sheet over here, I'll open this one up here. You can see that if you put 2 together, you're going to have 8 1/2 across, but it's a little short on one end, right? Well, this end keeps going. It's hard to see in the camera. I'm going to share with you how to put this card together. So you're going to cut the hot dog first, Then you're going to score it in half at 5.5. So just like you would make your normal landscape card, right? We're going to score it in half. I scored it at 5.5 on the 11-inch side. I'm going to just burnish this really quickly because I would feel like I didn't do a good job if I didn't fold that crease over. So now you can see my nice crease right there, right? So landscape card, again, landscape card, but this has a shorter front flap than what we have going on right here. So you can see if I line these up, my creases come right here. This is shorter. So what we need to do is we need to take our front flap. We'll call this the front flap. My directions say we're going to cut this. We're going to cut off 2.5 inches. So let's do that right now. We're cutting off 2.5 inches. I'm going to turn it this way. Yep, making sure my camera is lining up here with my trimmer. So 2.5 inches, we're just going to cut this off. Now this is just an extra scrap. You can put that wherever. This is what you want, just like right here. This is your card base. I don't think I need my trimmer anymore. I think everything else is just going to layer on here super nicely. Now let's talk about the designer paper really quickly because I love designer paper. Paper shares are heading out really soon, so if you got a paper share with me, woohoo! I'm knee deep in paper right now. This paper right here, we're using this wood grain paper. This is actually from a Christmas pack of paper. So you can see this nice little, gorgeous shaded spruce. The gingham check. I'm always sad when I have to put a piece of paper down that I absolutely love, but we do want the nice wood grain. So this wood grain here is going to go on the inside of our card. So this again is the front. So this just gives us a nice piece of paper. Now obviously if you're changing colors and papers, you, oh my gosh, can do so much. How cute is this? Obviously a little bit more of a Halloween pack, right? This is from Them Bones designer paper, but we want this nice houndstooth design right here. So we're going to put this on the front. And look at, already just beautiful, right? Super simple and beautiful. Now for this card, I do have a piece of Cajun, but for our next card, I'm actually going to use the pumpkin pie. Now this piece right here is 3, I want to say it's 3. I put it in Cajun in the directions, 3 by 10. So this is 10 inches long. So again, you would score this in half at 5 inches and you're going to get this piece. And then when you're done, I'm actually not going to score it with my scorer tool. I'll just use my bone folder here. We'll just shorten this up by like 3 seconds, right? Okay. So we've scored it in half. So now this is 3 by 5, right? So it's folded over 5 inches. There we go. And it's going to fold like this. We're going to open it like this. This is our book page. So what we're going to do with that, and I'm not going to do it with you live because, I try to make this kind of simpler on Thursdays, but I have an embossing folder and I have the 3-inch. So these are the minis. You could obviously use a bigger one if you wanted to, but what I love about the minis is when you use this with a 3-inch piece of paper, it fits the width. So what I did was I lined this up. So I've got my embossing folder ending at the crease and I would run it through the machine just like this. I usually run this way. So I'm going to flip it around, but my crease, my folder is closed here. This is the hinge. So I'd run it through this way, but I would not emboss this. Just leave this little tail under. Don't tuck it under, it'll be too thick. Just run it through like this. This is a thin folder, so you're going to use the base and 2 clear plates. If you have a thick folder, obviously you're going to be changing your sandwich. But when you're all said and done, so basically you have embossed just 1/2 of that piece of pumpkin. Again, for this card and your directions, I do have Cajun Craze. The reason we're not embossing the back end is because we want it to be flat on the inside. You could emboss this if you want, but this white is going to be on top of a bumpy paper. So we only need to do half of it. So this is my piece right here. I'm not going to emboss this piece with you live, but if you wanted to get more information on how to do all these things, absolutely ask for help. I am here to assist. So we're going to put this piece right inside on this wood grain paper, and I'm going to adhere some glue to the flat side, and then I'm going to line this up. I'm going to line up the crease of my paper here with the edge of this beautiful designer series paper, and roughly, middle top to bottom is perfectly fine. Now, if you had a bigger embossing folder and you wanted to go more than 3 inches, you could, but just, don't hide your pretty paper too much, right? So here we go. We've got kind of our patterns going here. Now, this inside piece is just it's going to sit right here. It's the perfect mat size. I am not going to stamp on this one because I'm not really sure what I want my sentiment to be, but I know that the stamp set Rustic Crate did not have something that I wanted to use for this card. So we've got Every Day is Better with You, or no, let me rephrase that. Every Day with You is Better. I was paraphrasing. I'm going to read it now. Every Day with You is Better. Blessed beyond measure for you, and good things take time. So I didn't want to just add something willy-nilly. I will add to this when I'm ready to make this beautiful. And you can see I don't have anything on this card either. But if you're looking for ideas, this was from Pick of the Patch, and I went crazy with stamping. I did a gourd, and I did the little crow, and I did some leaves. So, I mean, there's plenty of room here for a sentiment still. You can absolutely add whatever you wanted to the inside of this card. Now, back to our original card. So you can see that I'm going to have 2 different colors here, which is awesome. On our card from Saturday, I used the Stitched Shapes circles. I love the stitched shapes. But for this card, I changed it up, and I'm bringing in the deckled circles. So they're about the same size. So whatever circle you have, if you have plain circles, you could use plain circles. We're going to do 2 for this one. Now you could do 1. This one shows 1 if you didn't want to decorate further, but this one has 2 circles. So I am going to be using 1 on the front and then 1 on our second page. Now the one that we're going to use on our second page, we're going to stamp these little, I call them herbs. I've been calling them herbs all week. So we're going to stamp these, and I wanted to do this on purpose because as I'm inking up with my memento, I have a whole bunch here in the middle. If I do a little stamp over here that didn't get any ink on it, you can see I've got a huge hole right there. Now there's a couple ways around this. You can definitely, go at this little photopolymer stamp, which are notorious for this, right? They have a harder time accepting ink, and the memento pad gets a little, kind of like a divot in it. So you want to just go all around your stamp, catching every little nook and cranny, and you can see if it's got ink or not. Now this is perfectly fine. If you still had problems, you would definitely want to stamp on a like a mouse pad or something kind of softer and squishier, so that you could get all of the ink on there and it has a little bit more give behind. So I wanted to stamp this just to show you that as we do our little crate, which I have somewhere. I always panic when I start losing stuff in my craft room. I'm live, I'm panicking. So the little crate, so you wanted to stamp it up high enough if you're going to cover it with the crate, so that the crate can still be on the circle and you're not losing, the roots aren't going to hang out the bottom there, right? So how cute is that? Now I colored one ahead, so I didn't have to color here live with you, and I used Pumpkin Pie, and if you're really curious, this is the dark. I used Old Olive, and I feel like this is light because it's a light Old Olive. Let me make sure. These are hard to read sometimes. Light Old Olive for the middle. Love that green leafy pattern. For the little tiny sprig type ones, I used Dark Daffodil, and then for this one on the end here, I'm pretty sure this is Dark Cajun. It is. So that's the color palette that I used. Perfect fall colors, right? So I've got those on there. I'll color this one later. I am a quick colorer because I don't like to take a lot of time to color. Oh, I wanted to share with you this little crate right here. I stamped this in Pecan Pie. Comes from the stamp set. You can see this little crate right here, hopefully. Cut it out with the matching die. So I have 2 of them here. I have this one right here, and I have this one right here. So we're going to use them on the front and the back. Now I don't know if you can tell a difference right now between the 2, but this one has some ink along all of the edges and this one does not. And I feel like this one that has all the ink is so much more finished. When you're doing tone on tone, I especially love to add ink along the edges. So I'm just going to take a sponge dauber and some Pecan Pie ink, right? So again, tone on tone. And I'm just going around the edges really quickly. And I'm not doing a perfect, even job. I want it to almost look like some of the stain is darker and some of it's a little bit lighter. And just these little tiny touches really elevate your projects. So keep that in mind. Now this little basket right here, this little crate, is longer than our circle. So I'm not going to fill in every nook and cranny of it with adhesive because I don't want it to overhang off of the back. But there's kind of a look, and the glue gives you a little bit of, you can play with that for a second. And isn't that the cutest? Now we're putting it on this card. I gotta make sure I've got so many cards here now. Make sure I've got the right card. And I did everything on this card without any dimensionals. So in case you're wondering, this is, there's a lot of layers here, which I love. I love the layers. So we're going to do that. Now I cut out this cute little frame from the dies, and I stamped the For You in the pecan pie ink. So I've already done that. And we're going to just pop this right on here and put our little for you. Now this one you could do twice if you wanted to. You could put it on the front one because I did leave the front one blank. So these are all options, right? But here's our inside, and I just wanted to share with you, as you close it, you're going to see the circle and you're going to see the little crate here. So when we put on our next circle, we're going to put our next circle on. We're going to make sure two things. Only put glue here, don't put glue here, or you're going to close the whole thing closed, right? You'll be lifting it like this. You'll miss a page. The second thing is when you line it up so that your circle covers your circle. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to just pick a side that I'm calling the half, and you can even put glue over here if you wanted to. Like you can use this area and kind of shadow it over here so you know where your glue is going to go. And then I'm just going to pop this on here, making sure it's not out too far, it's not in too far, right? Now we still have just a smidge of this little crate. So my other crate is going to cover that up perfectly. And I stamped ahead and I did the little pumpkins and sunflowers. Again, same color palette. I've got pumpkin, daffodil, old olive. I used wild wheat and Cajun craze on the corn. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue this on flat. So again, flat, nothing too bumpy for this card. We're going to pop this up in here just like so. And then my little crate here is going to come down and it's going to cover over. I just wanted to make sure everything looked good. Again, I'm not going to go too far over with the glue because this is going to hang off just a little bit. So we're going to crate up our sunflowers and our corn and our pumpkins just like that. Super cute, right? And then we have some embellishments. And these embellishments, I'm just using the smaller ones for this one. These are called Rustic Metallic Adhesive Back Dots, which I think is perfect for our Rustic Crate stamp set, Rustic Crate Bundle here that we're using this week. This is a free gift if you order with me this week and spend more than $50 in my online store. You're getting a whole package of these. You can see that I've used these quite a bit, and what's beautiful about them is they're neutral colors, so they really go with everything. So here is a look at our card today. Now the first one I have here, which I shared the recipe for, right, has the Cajun craze, and it's so cute. And then this one I did the pumpkin pie. So I would love to know which one of these guys do you like better? The pumpkin pie version or the Cajun craze version? Now this was a super easy card. You can see that you can change up your paper, change up your theme. I'm doing autumn theme right now, but that is how easy it is to create a really easy fun fold card, because who wants to like sweat, right, while you're creating cards? So thank you so much for joining me. I think that my computer froze a little bit, so hopefully this whole video went perfectly. If you're watching me on YouTube, hi all my friends over there. I do pop these over to YouTube so I can share over there as well. Please let me know if you have any questions on this fun fold card today, and I will be back again next Monday with another card class. We were going to be doing a whole new theme. Jess says she likes the Cajun craze card. I do too. I definitely think I prefer the Cajun craze. Pumpkin pie is not the easiest color to work with. Sandra says the Cajun. Yep. So I totally feel you guys that are saying Cajun, because I think that's my favorite too. But maybe we'll have a few, Lori likes the Cajun craze. Maybe we'll have some pumpkin lovers on here at some point. All right, everybody, that is it for me. Thank you so much for joining me for this really quick and easy fun fold card. If you're not on my newsletter email list yet and you want to be so that you don't miss any of these fun Thursday recipes, you can leave something in the comments. You can check out my blog, themainstamper.com. I do have a sign up for the email there. And until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, share the love, everybody. Bye-bye.